Yo, ladies and gents, the boys are back. Episode 115. It's Victorious up in Londonderry. It's Javier in Haverhill. And we're rocking with Luke. You see him, the Card Czar. He's up in Londonderry too, right, Luke?
Better believe it. North Londonderry, NoLo.
Wow, 2-on-1 tonight. I'm playing, the handicap match for Javier. Episode 115, the boys are back. Feels good. October 8th, 2024. It's about 9:30 at night, man. Fam, what's cooking? I see you got the apples out there. It's that time of season.
Pumpkin
We were
spice,
just at the
baby.
corn maze. Luke, I don't know if you guys get into all that or what the deal is, but it's that time of year. Before we get into all the card stuff, we're just talking about Scal before we went hot, fam. What's going on? What's cooking with you, Victorious?
Yeah, fam, just like you said, it's pretty much that pumpkin spice season. Mazes, all
Pumpkin
that.
spice. We called it last episode.
I seen a girl the other day with the Uggs. I'm like, yeah, we out here. The
Basic
heat
white girl. Basic white girl season.
That's all that's up here, baby. You already know it. You gotta look left. You gotta look right. And make sure you don't hit nobody. But
floppy hats everywhere.
Oh, wild.
Luke,
you're in Londonderry, which is just we're known for very few things. But one of them is our apple orchards. That's all we got.
We cutting them down here. Kendra's talking about she don't want it to become Salem. I'm like, yeah, you need to relax. We ain't going there yet. But
awesome. It is that time of year for sure. It's getting like sweatshirt season time.
Yes.
That's definitely the weather's been awesome though. To be totally honest. Episode 114. 115.
115.
Awesome. Awesome to have you on, man. Like I said, we chopped it up a little bit beforehand. Let's just get right into it, man. We want to talk about the whole card game. I'm still a rookie in the card game. We had a guest on, our buddy Joff. He came on with the CBA. I know you rock with those guys too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I know I'm sure the card world, is small. Like, the soccer world is small. Like the volleyball world is small.
For facts.
But we can get into all of it. Luke, from the inception to now, we can get into chronologically. We can get into how you guys know each other, Victorious.
For sure.
Let's start with that. Just even the relationship.
I mean, we gotta go. We gotta take it back to 1986 for that. No, first off, thank you for having me. You guys did a great job.
Of course.
Following you guys for a while. I did meet Vic through his wife Kendra. They came to the shop, and fun fact: Kendra's mom sold my parents their house in Londonderry back in 1986. So.
Wow, it does go back to 86.
I know the Melnick family very well. I know all the different branches of the Melnick family.
That's wild. It's big out here.
I mean, Sean Melnick was my football coach for a while. Worked with Jared for a while. I played soccer with Brian Parsons.
Wow, look at this.
I mean, I can deep. I probably got arrested by Kendra's husband.
It's deep.
I'm not Kendra's husband, by
Cheryl.
Yeah,
Steve.
So no, I mean, I'm Londonderry through and through. I've been here since '86. I moved back here, and the genesis of Card Czar started in North Londonderry Elementary School, where Card Czar is conveniently about a quarter mile away. My business partner Adam and I actually traded cards on the bus all throughout elementary school. And then fell out of touch, got back in touch. Adam runs a super successful digital marketing company and built the website for my main gig, MuShield, which is also in Londonderry. Again, there's a theme here. It's Londonderry-based, Lancers for Life.
Yes, sir.
And basically, we got to chatting, and he built our website for MuShield. We started, getting, chopping it up again, like the good old days. I said to him, hey, do you still have that Michael Jordan collection that you had when we were kids? And he did. And one day he brought him over. I just got back in the car. This was like 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And the rest is history. He built the website. He came up with the name Card Czar. I'm not going to take any credit for that. My name was actually, again, my eBay store before that was NoLo Collectibles, which stood for North Londonderry. So there you go. But Adam eventually built the brand, did the graphic design, and I started selling
Great design, by the way. Great design.
Phenomenal design. I'm very proud of it. And then we started building from the ground up. During COVID, obviously sports cards blew up. When we started, it was still a very nerdy hobby. And I take great pride in being a nerd from day one. But then it kind of got cool and popular, and it got big during COVID. We grew during COVID, and then it just got to a point where we either could keep on doing what we're doing and, I don't know, probably eventually die out, or take the leap and start the brick and mortar. And fortunately, again, as I alluded to, both Adam and I had full-time jobs. So my neighbor Phil, who's our GM, he had just retired, and I said, "Hey, I got the perfect job for you." He's been collecting for longer than I've been alive, and
oh yeah,
like,
Phil,
yep,
yes,
Big Phil,
yes.
Shout out Big Phil.
Oh hell yeah, great guy, man.
And he immediately said yes. He was in. From there, we also had our guy Soto, who's our Pokemon guy. He jumped on. Big Joe, he started coming into the shop and said, "Hey, I want to work for you." I said, "We'll see." He comes in, absolutely kills it. And my buddy Tefano, he helps out here and there. And then we got a new guy working full time as well. So,
yo, you lead, maybe they follow, man. Come on now.
The Czar's kingdom is growing, you know?
Yeah,
and it's been
that's great. Yo, I feel the power, baby. I feel it.
Yo, and let me and you know, it's if it wasn't
grab this water real quick. I'm still here, guys.
If it wasn't for the support of the community, obviously it helped that we had a customer base before that. But if it wasn't for the support of the Londonderry community, I don't think we'd be where we are. But it was something that the town's never had. I used to collect. I used to go to Derry to A to Z sports cards. Used to go to Manchester to Collector's Heaven. There's never anything in Londonderry, so we were happy to bring that to the town, bring it to the community, and I think the community's shown the love back.
Oh man, and
wow.
I mean, fam, he hit it on the dot. I mean, with all that, the community, and we said it even in the the war room last week or 2 weeks ago when we touched base with Luke. But like, seeing all the different like families come in from soccer, it's like it's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's wild to me just to see. I can't say the word, the camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Like, you already know it. All that.
we call it the Czar community. I know it sounds kind of lame, but we really have had a bunch of regulars who become good friends, and they've they pat our backs, we pat their backs. Like we hook them up, they hook us up. It's been really good. We have a lot of guys who come in and say, "Hey, what's the store looking for?" Or we're looking for this player and this player. Oh, I got this, and we'll make trades, we'll make deals. So there's a bunch of different types of people within that Czar community. Some that we sell to often, some that sell to us, some that come in just to hang out and have a beer. I mean,
right.
Our trade nights are wild. We'll get like 40, 50 people in the shop on a slow night.
Wednesday nights? Is that Wednesday nights?
It's the last Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
Every other Wednesday we do our online breaks on Instagram. And that's what we're doing tomorrow night. But October 30th is our next trade night in the store. And then the next trade night, it's gotten so big that once every 3 months we'll do a trade night at Backyard Brewery. Again, a local small business right up the road from us. And we have a lot more space because on our 1 year anniversary, we probably had about 70, 80 people in our store. And our store is decent size, but it's not that big. And I mean, there was literally a line out the door just to walk into our trade night, which was insane.
Wow,
this is booming.
I love it.
This is booming, baby.
It is.
I love to hear that.
We're gonna ride it out for another few years where we're at and see where we go with it. That's the beauty of this. It's like it's just we can see kind of where it goes and pivot based on that. I mean, it could get busier, it could get slower. I don't know, but we're just taking it day by day, and again, having an absolute blast doing it.
Wow, that was like honestly, Luke, that was like a solid, 7, 8, 9, just a solid synopsis, dude, of what's been going on at the Card Czar. I just from what you were going down, I got Javier came with a pen and a notepad,
oh boy,
ready to rock, and just what I wrote, just a couple of things I wrote down while you just like the you talk about a solid crew, bro.
Yep.
You rattled off like I couldn't even keep up. I got Adam, I got Phil, like you're talking about Big Joe,
Soto, baby.
Soto got the Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a solid crew first of all, and then you were talking about one of my questions that I wrote down for you was like, what's one of the good parts about business or being a business, being in business? Sounds to me like you already said that, like, you help us out here, I help you out there, little give and take. You know what I'm saying? Yep. We're in the community together. It made me feel good right there. Victorious. You know what I'm saying?
I'm rocking a shirt of my boy Trent, Granite State Collectibles, as well. And he's a guy I've literally known. I've been doing deals with him since 2016. And he comes in the store on a regular basis to the point where he goes behind during trade nights. He goes behind the register, and he doesn't work there, but we trust him. We it's one of those things where there's mutual respect, where somebody walks in the door and it's obviously my store, so he'll say, hey, the guy will come up to me, we'll take a look at it, and I'll say, hey, Trent, come over here. There's a lot of stuff you probably like here too. So it's give and take.
That's where you might catch me a little fam. I don't know if I'm like,
I was gonna say, you got the auditor over here. So the minute you said it, look, I was already like, I'm
like, don't trust anybody. Stone Cold taught me that.
You're right.
DTA. But when that's how you get in the community, that's how really you get ingrained in. And
right.
I'm sure you didn't. It took you. Like you said, that people earn trust.
Yeah, that wasn't an overnight.
It doesn't just come like, any Tom, Dick, or Harry up the street, like, come
He's
on.
Like,
in.
yo,
come
I'm
back
still
behind
watching.
That's awesome, bro.
So here's the thing. Again, with the card community, it's so small.
Yeah,
and you need to be careful, because the slightest misstep will put a stain on your name. And it's hard to get that stain off. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of people who have scammed.
Yeah, as well as should be.
Well,
we talk about bringing shame back all the time, Luke. We talk about that here on the show.
Yeah.
There's not enough of it. So it sounds like that's going on in the car community. Like,
but being reputable, if it's, you know what I'm saying?
Right. If it's earned, it's earned one way or the other.
Right. It's funny. Like, there's a lot of times people say, "Hey, can you coin your card?" Which means, can you take a picture of your card? Or no, I'm sorry, they'll say.
I think we learned that with the CBA, talking about what
we
the
learned
names
a little bit of the verbiage for sure.
Yeah, there's coining your card, but there's also, do you have a legit post? And a legit post on Instagram is you put it on Instagram, you just write legit and say, hey, have you ever done a deal with me? And I'm not 16, so I don't have a legit post, but somebody did ask for my legit post. And I sent him a picture of my storefront instead. I go, is this legit?
They were looking for your credentials. Like, motherfucker, like, what? I'm the Card Czar, bitch.
Is this legit? Like, it's kind of cool that it's gotten to a point where it's like, we can walk around and people know who we are.
Yeah.
Again, the logo. I mean, I'm on Instagram a couple times a week. And obviously when we do our events, we've hired a guy to shoot some reels for us and to do some content for us. So, my name's out there, my face is out there, but the brand really has grown the last, year and a half we've been open. And that's what I'm most excited about. Like, I could care less if people know who I am. I could care less about our sales. If we can grow our brand and get to a point where, like, we're known nationally, it's like, that's where I want to be. Because
I respect the hell out of that, Luke.
It's just so, like, the idea of I always wanted to, like, I was never talented. I could never be a singer. I was never good. I was a swimmer. I wasn't a good football player or basketball player. Like, that's like, this is my opportunity to grow something and build something that I'm passionate about. And I think that we're getting there. I mean, it's wild. It's wild how busy the store's been, and how quickly we've grown, knock on wood. And I hope it stays that way. And if we keep on doing what we're doing, I think it will. But it's certainly a really surreal experience, kind of having conversations with people who are like, oh, I recognize your logo. It's like, oh shit, like, or you'll see like my sticker in like California. It's like, how did that get there?
Bro, we saw you in the mall. We saw you in the mall the other day, and clearly, like, we know you're Luke, and like it was quick because I think you were like, my daughter's got to go to the bathroom. It was real quick. So Luke is like, I don't even think you realized what was going on. I go, yo. It's the Card Czar, brother. Like, Card Czar, that's Luke. It was one of them, though. But it's like Henry was laughing. It was just great. But Luke, you touched on like scammers real quick. I think I heard you say that. I think we touched on it too. But like, like, what are the things you do have to watch out for? Like, obviously not the guy like going into your drawer and stealing your money, but like, what are the things like getting drawn in? Like, can you give an example of like what to avoid? Like, what should me and have? What are the warning signs? You know what I'm saying?
A perfect example is there's one guy who
his name's Victorious.
Victorious, one of these wrestling and soccer cards. And,
unreal. That's all it is.
No, there's one guy who, the big thing that they do, I mean, you protect yourself. So I sell online, I sell 99% of my stuff on eBay, and you're protected. I mean, there's one time I bought a card off a guy and I was looking it up, and I saw the same exact picture in somebody else's listing. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, is this your card? Because I just bought this card." And he goes, "No, I still have the card. Here's a picture of it." And so this guy took the other guy's listing and made it his own. So I paid. By then, I paid for the card, and it came to me. And the card the card that came to me was some piece of shit patch card that I didn't buy. The good news is I felt off about the transaction to begin with, so I recorded myself opening up the package. I saved all my back and forth with the other guy. I sent it to eBay and said, "This is what happened," and they gave me my money back. So that was good. You have the protection with eBay. Once you get off eBay, though, it kind of does turn into the Wild Wild West. That's why those legit posts aren't terrible. They're just annoying to me because I know I'm not going to scam anybody. But the big thing is paying for something with goods and services, PayPal goods and services, Venmo goods and services. It can piss off the seller, but whatever. I'm trying to protect myself.
Protection for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
And they don't like that because it goes on their tax at the end of the year. But sorry, that's the cost of doing business.
USA.
It is what it is. Exactly. And so, the big thing is if they say I don't want to do goods and services. Okay, sorry, I don't want to buy the card. That's fine. Unless I know the person. But even times before I've known the person, I had a really good relationship with somebody. I sent him something, he never paid me. And you never know what's going on.
Business and pleasure,
You never know what's going on in somebody's life. And so
fam,
So, you pay the goods and services, that's number one. Number two is just kind of if you feel like something seems off, there's this guy that I'm talking to right now. I sent him a card. He couldn't pay for it on eBay, and it was legit. But he had zero feedback on eBay, so he found me on Instagram. We start talking. He paid me goods and services, but I'm sending the card to Thailand. He's asking me a million questions. I looked at the website or the address he gave me. It looked legit. But I'm just waiting for the other foot to drop, and I saved all of our back and forth. I insured the shipment, all that stuff. So that's if it feels uneasy, just keep record.
I had a vision in my head, and
that feels a little greasy.
I had a vision in my head, and then you were like, Tyler. I was
no. But here's the thing. I went on his Instagram page. It looked legit. He had over 1,000 followers. He had a bunch of stuff. There's sometimes where people will literally make a fake Instagram account to feel like somebody like me looks at it and it looks legit. But this guy had over 1,000 followers. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a shot here. There was one time where somebody sent me they tried to send me PayPal, and instead they sent me some janky email from a Gmail address. And I looked at it. I just told the guy to fuck off, and I just
absolutely.
That's the stuff. It's
we don't have time for this here.
Yeah, if anybody sends you an email that says, "Oh, you gotta verify your PayPal," no, you don't. You don't have to verify your PayPal. You don't have to verify your Venmo.
Probably lowballing you too.
Beat it.
Yeah,
your pal.
So I would just say, anytime a red flag goes up, record it, keep track of it, and then if you need the evidence, you have the evidence.
For sure.
Man, the cards are coming through with info for the people.
Yeah, man. Just some of the stuff that, people don't really be thinking of. And it's yeah. If you get that shady guy coming through, right?
Fam.
Happens all the time. I mean, there's people who, I've never bought any, but there's people who try to sell fake cards and
professional haters. Straight up.
It's pretty easy to spot a counterfeit card for the most part. We've had we do SGC grading submissions, meaning that we take the card and we send it down to SGC to be graded. And there's been many times where I look at the card and go, "That's incredibly fake." And I know that because
did you say SGC?
SGC, yep. Sports Card Guarantee something. Sports Card Guarantee Company. Yeah. They're the black one, the tuxedos. So we, there's been many times where I've looked at a card real quick and said, "That's fake." No, I'm not going to grade that. And they'll be, "Can you still get it sent down?" And it was, it's still going to cost you $16. And they're going to say it's fake, and it comes back fake. But again, that's because I've literally been looking at cards since I was 6. I'm almost 40 now. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of, I can take a look at a card from the 90s and be like, "That's fake." Whereas a lot of these people just got into the hobby 3-4 years ago, have never seen a 1996 Fleer Metal card. They couldn't tell you what a real one is or a fake one.
You'd fool my ass for sure. I'd be like, hell yeah, 600.
I we got a veteran in the game over here. You know what I'm saying? We got a veteran in the game.
I'm an OG.
Luke, when are we gonna get soccer cards in the shop? We gotta get that going. I know I'd probably be the only guy.
Be supply and demand.
We got some coming. We got some coming.
We gotta grow the community. We gotta grow the community out here, though, fam. It's football out here. It's like
we gotta be trailblazers.
Respectable, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, two great sports.
We're working on it. So we're always working on. The first year we were open, we had to figure out what worked, and we had a lot of football and basketball because honestly, that's what I liked, and that's what I always brought in.
Two unbelievable sports, and truthfully, we talk about community, Luke. Think about it: football and basketball, like pretty
biggest ones.
Those are two big ones. So we opened up the store, and once we opened up the store, we also got in with Topps. And so before that, we were with a distributor who got all of our Panini products, and so that's how we got football and basketball. And Panini baseball isn't a big seller, so we really didn't mess with that too much. But then when we opened the store, we got in with Topps, and Topps, Fanatics is taking over the market. They're going to be taking over the football and the basketball license the next few years here. But they had baseball, so we started getting more baseball cards in. And then they also do soccer as well. So, we get soccer here and there. We have a new set coming in the next few weeks. We have a couple boxes out right now. I think Topps Finest and Topps Chrome. But the challenge is again knowing what people wanted. So like UFC is a popular sport, and we have a few collectors who like it, but it's tough for me to drop $4,000 on a case of cards and don't know if it's ever going to sell.
It's still a niche sport.
What about WNBA? I'm going to throw a little bit of a wild card.
Oh, absolutely. So Select WNBA comes out in the next couple of weeks. Origins WNBA comes out in the next few weeks. So we'll be picking both those products up. We'll have those products for sale as well. I mean, Caitlin Clark has been a huge draw. Angel Reese has been a huge draw. We do a lot on eBay as well. So we do a lot of consignments for people, and we had a ton of college basketball cards come through. McDonald's All-Americans like Juju Watkins as well. So I'm familiar with those players. It's what it will be really interesting to see what the price point is on those cards, because the WNBA is really going to be, I think, the biggest market for that is going to be young girls, right? Because they all like Caitlin Clark and their dads like Caitlin Clark. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the price point looks like there, because I don't think a 16-year-old girl is going to be buying a $400 box of cards. I don't see that happen.
Their dads will. But their dads will.
They might.
Hey, that's a great segue here to the question I got, fam.
Please hit it.
I was going to ask Luke. First of all, episode 115, Riv Pod. I got to throw that out there. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. First of all, thanks for coming through, Luke. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming through. The Card Czar. Dropping knowledge for the people. Thankful to all our guests for coming through. We've had a bunch of awesome guests, man.
But mainly me. I get it.
But right now, mainly you. I was just gonna ask, like Victorious was saying, you were alluding to, maybe a different demo with the girls coming through. What's when the busy nights, the non-busy nights? Who's coming through the doors? We got old people coming through, young bucks coming through, 40-year-old dudes like myself. What do we got coming through?
We have 40-year-old dudes like us. They're the ones with the deepest pockets, right? So when the more of them come in, it's a busier night. But no, I mean honestly, it's anywhere.
This guy's coming by. Yeah, I know he's in it for.
I'd say in our store who have spent money, it's anywhere from a.
Like people bringing kids, their kids.
The wife's not here either. He's
I'm assuming Victorious and Luke. Luke is going in there.
He's not in here with Kendra. He's out here.
Oh yeah, I mean, and Kendra just sits on the couch, with a scowl on her face, and I give her the Wi-Fi, and she gets happy. So whatever.
Yes, sir.
So
we appreciate you.
It's literally anywhere from kids all the way up to grandparents, and everywhere in between. And what's cool about it too is we've seen a lot of guys our age grew up in this hobby and it went away for a while. I mean, in the 90s, it was still there, but it wasn't as popular. And then obviously, in college, I didn't have the money. I barely had money to afford $1 beers. I couldn't afford, a couple $100 worth of cards as well. So, there are periods. It's almost like there's 3 or 4 years at a time where either you are in the hobby or you're not in the hobby. And this has been the longest that I've been in the hobby since I think probably my whole life consistently.
I've been steady in the game, right?
I've been doing this for about 8 years straight, and
consistency, baby.
Whereas in high school, I did it for 2 years because again, it wasn't cool like you wouldn't say to a babe, "Hey, I just picked up this Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. Like, what do you think about that?" You know, it's like,
and then it fell off for sure, big time, right?
That reminds me of wrestling. Like at some point we watched wrestling and it fell off, and I was like, in college, I was like, "There's no way I can tell this girl like
zero chance we're going to stinky wrestling show."
Exactly. That's great.
This guy smells like a fucking onion. Like
so basically, you know, that the 40-year-olds are coming in with their 10 to 12-year-old kids or younger or older or whatever, and what's been really cool is seeing the dads and their sons bonding over the hobby, because there's dads who come in and they're doing exactly, but like they're like, hey, who should we be chasing now? You know, because either they're trying to make a little business out of it, or they just want to collect. I mean, there's different ways to do it. You can either do it to try to make money, or you can do it just to collect the players you like. And I know that Vic, you and Lucas, like you guys have to come in and get the wrestlers that you like, get the soccer players you guys like. And
I literally get joy. Like I walked out of your place. I've spent $17 with Lucas, 23. You know, Christ, you guys are so great. You know, hey, you know, Lucas will go up. You know, all right, you look at it, $1. It's like, what? It's like, brother, yeah, man, you got the deal, my guy. So
just make a stack. We'll figure it out.
You already know it, and that's the experience, right? Like, and that's what we are. We're collectors. Like, I mean, Lucas did get a $50 sick Pokemon card, most I've ever spent on a card. I'm not gonna lie, for him individually. And but yeah, you know, we're cherishing that bad boy. I told him, I said, bro, we ain't getting any higher than that. But it's those little things, you know. People might look at a $50 car like it's not all that much, but whatever, you know. I'm
like you said, it's the experience, though, fam.
Yep.
It's I mean, going there, like ripping it open or picking it out or however, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're with you know what I'm saying? You're with your parent. The whole thing.
My dad bought me a Charles Barkley card, a hologram Charles Barkley card back in 1994, and I still remember him spending $8 on that, and I still have that card. Like it's literally it's literally a core. It's right over there. I mean, it's a core memory for me. So it's like, you know, that's there's cards that I pull. I have a John Elway Topps Mystery Finest card that I got out of 1999 Chrome. Like I still have that card. I thought it was so cool. It was a $10 card at the time. Like, dude, I'm loaded. Like.
I got a core memory going to the card store. There was a card store in Plastow.
Yep.
Went over to the card store one time with my stepdad, who was awesome, dude. I was like, yo, dying to go to the store, whatever. We pulled in one time, and I'm sure I said this on the show, Victorious. I'm sure I said this on the Riv Pod before. We pulled in the parking lot, dude, and he's like, yo, you got any money? And I'm like, nah, I ain't got no type of job. I'm fucking like probably like 10 years old. I'm like, nah, I got it. He's like, well, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money for these cards. Like, what are we doing? He's like, I got, you know, my money's like, I got bills to pay and this, that, and the other. So I learned a fucking quick lesson about that.
I bet, yeah.
You know? Damn, yeah.
I took the ride to Plaza House.
What the fuck?
I'm not doing this.
Damn. So we, just got back in the car and fucking kept it moving. But
I mean,
anywho,
it's one of those things too, where it's like even with me and Adam, when we first, there's a card that really spurned this idea. It was a Topps Chrome Scottie Pippen Rockstars card. I hated the Bulls growing up. He loved them. I traded him. I pulled that card and traded it to him back in 1999. And when he brought his cards over, he still had that card. I'm like,
that's
dude,
awesome.
I remember that card. And like, it's like that it really, what's been really cool about this hobby is, and this, you know,
just the journey, bro.
Cards are in general exactly the journey, and seeing other people go through the journey too. Because it's. I mean, we had a bunch of kids come in the other day, traded a bunch of cards to us. We traded a LeBron James rookie card, and he's like, "I've been wanting this card for my whole life." And like,
perfect.
I'm pumped.
Like seeing it from afar, seeing it like, you know, it's like now it's yours.
Right.
So dreams come true, brother.
That ship just set sail. Wow, the Riv Pod is rolling tonight, episode 115, because that's gonna segue us into another one.
Let's
go. I got here. What is the favorite? You have any favorite cards? You have any favorite sets? Any favorite collections? Because I'm looking to get into the game a little bit. When we talked to Joff, he said he's got like a Celtics little joint that he's working on.
Yeah,
and that kind of inspired me. When I went to the shop
he had
over
that shit
here
in his kitchen, fam. He's like,
he was cooking burgers.
I can take you on a tour through the Czar Nook I have in my basement here if you want. I have a whole I have a whole 6x10 room. I probably shouldn't show everything in there, but
what you can do is you can show that to us if you want. Send us a clip. We can actually upload it into our stories, and you can show people part of that. Just something I just thought of.
I like that.
Let me hold on. Let me go grab something real quick. All right?
Yeah.
Yep, we're here. We love it, baby. Episode 115. Let's get it.
Well, like, share, subscribe. But when I went over there, fam, I just went over to this place on River Street. I wish I knew the name of it. But I was looking for cards to buy. Like, I'm looking for a Paul Pierce now. I'm looking for a KG. I might put together an 08 team.
Yep, I like that.
That's kind of what.
That.
I love Rondo. Probably one of my favorite players of all time. So
basically, my collection used to be my collection used to be everything. I used to want to collect one of everything. Like everybody who was on my fantasy team, I wanted.
I don't know what that means. Oh, that's a lot, Luke. Yo,
I know. Well, it was a lot, but I wanted
my collection was everything. I'm like,
I wanted a I wanted a rookie auto of like every player I liked. I wanted a prism rookie of every player I liked. And then I realized, okay, I can't have one of everything. So I started to pare it down. And my main collection is Tom Brady. I have over 1,400 different Tom Brady cards. And Todd Gurley. Everybody gives me shit, but Todd Gurley was one of the greatest running backs for a solid 3 years, and he won me a lot of money in fantasy football.
You are right. I was like, this man is 100% attached to a team in a few years.
You got the Todd Gurley jersey?
So, I got a Todd Gurley. I got 3 Todd Gurley jerseys. Because again, my thing is wearing jerseys usually on all of our breaks. But I'm rocking the Granite State cards today.
No, I like it. I like it.
So for example,
that's tough to see. That's tough to see with the background there.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say,
ooh, that's a hologram. I like that.
Can we take the? That's kind of looking kind of cool. Right? Can I?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, put it in front of you.
Yeah, right there. Ooh, okay.
Well, that's Todd Gurley 101.
That's a 9. I like that.
And what's cool about this set is it's a throwback to the 1995 Topps Finest design, which I just thought was a really cool design. I was always a big fan. And so this is the 101 Superfractor. This is the only card that exists right here. So I bought it for way too much money.
Give us a ballpark. What's a ballpark?
I bought that card
$1,000.
No, I bought that for like $600, but it's probably worth about $300. But the guy was like, "If you want it, this is my price." And I was like, "Okay, like that's fair." It's the only one that exists. I have the rainbow now. Meaning I have all the different parallels. I have the base. I have the refractor. I have the red. I have the blue. I have the gold.
You reminded me of like the Monopoly. Like, I got all the reds. I got all the oranges.
Yep.
I'm ready to put hotels on this. I'm
going to double my rent.
Yeah, I was about to start getting real dirty in this game.
I love when you can make a good profit from it. The
dirtiest player in the game.
So then again, Brady is another huge PC of mine. My goal was to collect every single Tom Brady card at one point.
The PC, I got to write that down. That personal collection.
Personal collection, yep. And then there was like just so many Tom Brady cards out there that like now I'm just like I only really collect like the really unique ones and cool ones. So this is the downtown right here, which is the case hit.
Okay.
And what I like about this one is it's from the first Super Bowl. So it's the design is from the first Super Bowl that they won. I've always loved the logo, that the Super Bowl logo back with the red, white, and blue, because that was the 9/11 year.
Luke, I'm looking for Tom Brady joints too. Of course,
we got plenty of Tom Brady.
Looking for Tom Brady. What's that card cost right there?
So this card I bought raw for about $1,000.
But for you,
it's in 2,000.
No, but then you
2K, right?
Well, you strapped it up though, right?
It's a 9.5. I don't do the crypto thing. I invest in cardboard. I don't invest in fake stuff. But what's cool about this one, so it's 9.5, so it is a little bit more valuable now. Probably about $1,300-$1,400 is my guess off the top of my head.
Unbelievable. I love it. And that's that's another thing too, is like I do accounting for work, and I'm always in the numbers. When you were talking about you guys have the store and this, that, and the other, I'm like, I'm like, what's the overhead?
Oh, dude,
like how much they have to sell? He was talking about.
I just redid our overhead number. I was like,
He's talking about, we brought Scal in, and we can talk a little bit about the Scal stuff. Like we brought Scal in, and I was like, in my head, I'm like crunching numbers real quick. But
we can talk off camera about the.
No, all good. That's just me being a sicko. But
you're good. I love to see the thing. I also not only do I love cards, I love business. I love the act of running a business, and this was my first foray of running a business that I started. Whereas, I work for my full-time job is I'm a part owner of a family sheet metal business. My dad passed it on to me, and I didn't start that. I didn't grow that. I didn't build that. I helped grow it, but I didn't build it.
Yeah.
So this is something that just while I love the fact that I have grown my dad's company alongside my colleagues, my other business partners, the fact that I was able to work with Adam and obviously the other guys who work at the shop to build Card Czar into what it is today from the ground up, literally, is just again, that's exciting to me.
I think it's cool to hear that, 15. Obviously, we can go back to the early years of card collecting, but 2015, 2016 to all right, this is, and then to think of the boom. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think of. 10 years.
That is an awesome journey, and it is a journey, bro.
That's long-term goal, setting.
Right.
And you got to love it. You got to love it.
And we're still going too. We're not.
That's what I'm saying, and it doesn't even stop from there. Now there's more. You know what I'm saying? Right. So to even hear you talk earlier around the brand, right? Like, what's more? Like, whether we sell, whether we don't sell, like, what's the next move? And Fam and I, we can talk about, we're all about, like, all right, what's the, what's the next, focusing on the now, balance.
You got to be looking ahead for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, Luke, what's it? And this is the last question I got, and we can get into, I don't know, we talked a little bit about Drake May, or we can get into Scout stuff. We're a solid, 35 minutes into episode 115. Thank you again, Luke, man, for coming through, man.
Yes, sir.
People are going to love this show for sure. The only thing I have is just in general, like, what do you think? You do a lot of, involved in the community or whatever. Any like favorite events in the community? Any, things that you like, look forward to for sure? The Scout thing, maybe, like, maybe that was top notch. Like, how, how's that? Because believe me, I do some coaching. I know sometimes getting in the community gets a little hairy, fam.
Yeah.
We're on the coaching streets.
I usually avoid it. I work for the general public, so like from 9 to 5. I back
when you
off,
got to mingle.
What I'm
that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not all that it's cracked up to be. So what are you looking forward to?
Yeah. So obviously we had the Top Side Rip Night. We hosted it at Backyard Brewery. Shout out Backyard Brewery for hooking us up with that spot. We go there once every 3 months for our trade night.
Those sound awesome.
Like
cheese
dips, by the way.
The Wednesdays,
cheese tips, amazing.
Yeah,
those sound awesome, by the way.
Last Wednesday of every month, trade night at the shop. Once every 3 months. It's the last Monday of every month because the first time that's at Backyard Brewery, because the first time we did it at Backyard Brewery was on a Wednesday night, and that's also their trivia night, so it was insanely busy. So I told them, like, guys, next time we should probably do a different night. And they're closed on Tuesdays, so we chose Monday. It worked out great. But those are fun because, it allows people who are just having dinner, like, what's going on? Like, why are these 40, 50 dudes, like, walking with briefcases?
Yeah. Make them curious. Make them curious. You know what I'm saying?
The hobby.
A little different scene.
Oh, what's going on here?
Right. So that's cool. And then, like I said, Top Hobby Rip Night was very surreal because we had people. What was cool that Scal mentioned in that reel we posted was, I had a lot of people in the community that aren't necessarily huge card collectors, but they're Scal fans, and they knew me and they knew I was promoting it. They came in and I told Scal, hey, this is my old neighbor. Hey, these two guys live down the street, and these are their sons who like sports cards. This is my old team captain for basketball. This is my buddy who drove up an hour and a half to see you with his daughter. Like,
here's Kendra. Her mom sold my house in '86.
I think I might have told that.
I think you did. Yeah. I was honestly. I think I was like paying the bill for dinner. I was like, get in line, go meet this guy.
Like, so, and what was cool about that too is we had literally a line out the door to meet him, and we brought that to the community, which is just really cool to say. Like, so I guess what I'm excited about is what's next. Like, what can we do next that can get people excited?
I love that.
Really, and that's what we're trying to figure out on a day-to-day basis. And what's been great is Top supports us. They are the ones who kind of push us to stretch our boundaries to get uncomfortable a little bit. Like, because like, I'm not gonna lie, I was confident that the Scal event was going to be a good time and worth the money, but I was nervous because what if it wasn't? Like, like what if we had
That's
3
real
people
life.
show up?
That's real life, absolutely.
But it worked out, and I'm hoping the next thing works out. And what is the next thing?
Bro,
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
bigger is better most of the time, and I'm hoping that we can get more people in the hobby involved. I mean, do more stuff like that, collaborating with other content creators like you guys, which is exciting. That's the kind of stuff I enjoy networking. Like we've talked to a few guys who have some pull in media that want to get on board, which is really cool. We've talked to guys who with deep pockets who want to support us in a few different ways, which is really cool. But the big thing is I've told people, like, I don't need the money. I need the help. I need people. I need a team.
Yeah.
And
in the trenches, baby.
That's the thing. It's like, because it's all everybody can say that they want to. I've had guys who say, hey, I'll throw X amount of money at you. I'm like, well, what are you going to bring to the table? Like,
I like
you
it.
can give me money, but what's that going to do? Like, no, I need somebody to come in. I need somebody to list cards because I'm trying to do over $1 million in sales on eBay. Like, I need guys who can organize our team boxes because I want to make sure when a kid comes in and says that they want to look at every single Justin Jefferson card we have, whether it's a $1 card or a $50 card, they're all right here. Like, and that's the stuff where that just takes time, and that takes a team that's on the same page as us, and that gets the vision of us, and that's what we got right now. Knock on wood, and we're just hoping that keeps on growing and growing and growing. That's the goal.
Man, that's good stuff, man. That's for the people right there, yo.
That's
Card
tasty.
Czar, where
the cards are,
baby.
Wow,
the cards
that was tasty.
are, man.
Wow, great job, yo. Like I said, Luke, we're learning tonight. You know what I'm saying? We learned a lot about.
You gonna learn tonight. You gonna learn.
You're gonna learn.
Yes, sir.
Now, literally, just again, I'm a rookie, in the card. I'm an amateur, a novice. You know what I'm saying?
Scal said he was a 3 out of 10. I think.
Yeah.
I think is what he graded himself.
Here's the thing with cards. It's funny,
I laughed at that. That was good.
This happened to me, and I've also seen this to happen to other guys who come into the store. Hell, even Big Joe, Unflappable Joe, never been scared a day in his life, who works for us. He's a diehard Saints fan. When he first got into it, he wanted every single Saints card, every single Alvin Kamara card, every single Drew Brees card. He wanted everything. And I was the same exact way. I wanted every single Tom Brady card, every single Justin Jefferson, every single Todd Gurley, all that. But then you realize what you like and what you don't like. And I've seen a lot of customers too who start off, again, they wanted one of everything. They're like, I want to focus more on card autographs. I want to focus more on rookies. I want to focus on something I can buy for $1 and sell for $2. I want to focus on something I can buy for $1,000 and sell for $2,000. So, that's kind of
picking a lane a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so for me, it's like, everybody says to me, like, oh, you must collect everything since you're still a collector and you have a store. It's like, bro, if I do that, I'd be out of business. So, there's a few things that come in the door. I'm like, I need that. There's other things where it's like Luke from 5 years ago would have been drooling, but Luke today is like, no, we need to feed the store.
Right.
Other people need that. So, yeah, it's definitely been a transition for sure. And it's been I tell people it consolidates my collection. Like it's been consolidated. Instead of having every single Paul Pierce autograph, I want his autographs from the early 2000s, Upper Deck, on-card auto, game used jersey patch card. Like
you said, Paul Pierce. You said Paul Pierce. Hobbs' eyes lit up. That's what he said. He's looking for that.
I'm looking for some of
those. So you're going to come in, Javi, you're going to see all the Paul Pierce cards and want them all. And then in 6 months, you're like, oh, I really only want the shiny ones. Or I really only want the, the Upper Deck or the
just
tops
narrow it
or
down.
the rookies.
Absolutely.
And because you can't have, because the hobby's way too expensive to have one. That's the problem. It's way too expensive. But Pierce is my guy. Pierce is my favorite basketball player of all time. So I'm right there with you on it, man. I got a pretty nice Paul Pierce collection. I've been really focusing on more of his high end autos. Pre 2000, like 2010 and prior, like, and with the sweet spot being like early 2000s, because that's when Upper Deck made like the best chunky patches, the best autos. Exquisite was a really nice high end set where
My
I got
man
really
said
cool
chunky
stars.
patches.
Chunky patches. So you got like you know
I like
a
that.
piece of the number, a piece of the logo
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
patch. Multicolored. The more color, the more design on a patch, the more desirable it is.
I like it. We're learning here.
Yeah,
fam. That's. I mean, I don't have anything else besides that. I mean, we're just learning
it's
about the
good.
Card Czar.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
What's your actual physical address? What's your brick and mortar?
So 501 Mammoth Road, Londonderry, New Hampshire. We're
Let the
about
people know.
5 minutes off of 93 exit 5 in Londonderry, right before the Londonderry Manchester border. Been there for a year and a half.
Yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
We'll connect all the we'll link all the socials up and do all
doubt.
that stuff for sure.
Yep.
Just wanted to throw that out there. And then obviously you mentioned all the events coming up. Those happen, you mentioned monthly and quarterly you said?
Yep, monthly trade nights at the shop, last Wednesday of every month. Next one's going to be October 30th, the day before Halloween at the shop.
People wearing their costumes in there.
That's actually not a bad idea. I like that. I think we got to do that. So lock it in. Bring a costume, get a free pack of cards. Lock it in right now.
I like that.
Lock it in.
I like that. Yes,
and
sir.
So October 30th, and then November, probably the Monday of, I can't think of the date right now, but the Monday of Thanksgiving week will be at Backyard Brewery.
Nice.
Before we told people to come in at 7 for the trade nights, but like come in whenever. I mean, we've had people come in as early as like 2:00 and just hang out all night. So come ready to wheel and deal, because the deals go down late into the evening. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yep.
I love to hear that. Good stuff.
We have to drag this kid out like, yo, hey.
I'll tell you what.
Got to go, my guy.
I owe you a Paul Pierce card, because we're doing. That's a great idea. We're doing costumes.
Wow.
We're doing trade night
easy,
costumes.
easy promotions.
That's
easy
what we
promotions
do here.
there.
That's what we do here. You know, we get the great minds together. You know,
quick
collaboration.
Ideas, guys. I like it.
What
Yes,
about
sir.
Before we let's take a few minutes here. We heard about Drake May. We got the Celtics coming back. You know, they were out in Abu Dhabi, I think.
Yep.
Spanking Denver.
Spanking, taking care.
What do we got? Luke, I don't know if you talk about the Revs at all. If you want to talk about trash, if you want to go dumpster diving, give me some 10 minutes on what's topical right now. What's recent, Victorious? What do you got on? What are we feeling about Drake May right now?
Yeah, that was today. That's fresh, right?
That's hot off the press.
Yeah, a lot of AFC East stuff going on between
we're
that and the Jets.
1-4 right now. Yep, Jets fired Robert Saleh, so they're making changes too. I think we all knew that was coming with your boy Aaron Rodgers over there.
Aaron Rodgers doing his best LeBron James impression.
Right, I was gonna say he's pulling the strings over there. So we got definitely
we call him Lecoq James, by the way.
Oh,
nasty word.
What do you, Luke? I'll give you the first bid there. What do you think about or tap into the Celts? What do we got?
Well, I think for Drake May, listen, I want him to sit every single game this year because I don't want him to get murdered. Patriots offensive line's terrible. Patriots wide receivers terrible. Ramondre is like the only decent option on that team right now. It feels like, and he can hold on to the ball, though he played pretty well last week. But here's the thing. Jacoby Brissett is just terrible. He's just been god awful. And I love Jacoby. Listen, I love Jacoby. I was rooting for him, but he's not good.
That's like general insurance.
Do you think he should have sat Victorious? Do you think he should sit the whole year? Because there's an argument to be made for the other side, right, Luke?
I just think the thing with Drake is I don't want to die. I don't want him to get hurt. I'm all for.
He strikes me as someone where they just want to tackle the shit out of him too.
I'm like, if he dies, he dies.
I'm all for. Him playing. But the problem is, and I've said this in the shop all the time. I really do think Belichick sabotaged his team. I think he knew that Kraft had it out for him, and he's like, I'm just not going to draft very well. His draft the last 3 years has been
conspiracy theory.
Incredibly.
He's been tanking drafts.
Fam said Epstein last week and Diddy. My man said Kraft this week.
He's been tanking the drafts. Unbelievable.
Belichick's drafts have been incredibly bad. Their offensive line is terrible. Their wide receivers are god awful. I mean, they signed Juju Smith-Schuster and he can't even get on the field. He stopped talking to Mac Jones, 2 years ago. So I don't know what Belichick was thinking. I don't know what he was doing, but I just think
he was
that,
looking good out in Kansas City, Juju Smith-Schuster.
I know, but that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, he was just on this team last year. Like, the fact is, and I got worked up right now. I'm sorry.
We like that passion. Drake May bring it, baby. Keep it going.
Drake May showed more arm talent than Jacoby Brissett has ever done in his whole career when Drake played like 2 or 3 series a few weeks ago, right? And that's fine. That's great. I want to see that. We saw that with Justin Herbert. We saw that with Josh Allen. We saw that with Baker Mayfield. We saw with all these guys who start as rookies. But the key difference there is Justin Herbert had Keenan Allen, okay? Josh Allen had Stephon Diggs. These guys had people to actually throw to. And Drake May has Luke, Hav, and Vic to throw to, okay? Like,
yeah, you're kind of right, for real. Like, Polk is like our top guy. Like, that's crazy.
And they have Lucas as the starting left tackle, okay? So, like,
I mean, like it's trash.
I mean,
Foxborough sucks.
First of all, you don't want to put me in a jump ball because I'm gonna moss on somebody. That's a fact, Jack. All right.
Like Jacoby Brissett couldn't even do a play action fake without getting murdered. So, like, what do you think is going to happen to Drake May? And I don't know. I just don't want to see him get ruined. I mean, Mac Jones got ruined. At the same time, I don't trust Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator. That's what ruined Mac Jones because they decided to bring in Matt Patricia, who coaches defense, to coach a rookie quarterback.
Even still, they were putting up points with Matt Patricia and Mac Jones.
No, they weren't. They were putting up points with.
They were putting up at least like 20-some points. Over 20.
Daniels and Mac Jones.
I'm going to tell you this.
Look at those stats. We'll run it back.
The stink and the smell of Richie the Rat and the Revolution has swabbed.
It's 100%.
Has
looked at deep
inside
stuff here on the soccer roads, but it has
all up in the
past. They got
past.
rid of Bruce, and it just went. Everything started spinning out.
Disgusting. Everything at Gillette, everything on Route 1 in Foxborough, the whole place. Burn it fucking down, Patriot Place. It smells like a fucking dumpster. It stinks like a porta potty. I'll tell you what. Shame on that fucking team. All right? I don't know what's going to happen with Drake May. I don't got a good feeling, though. I do not have a good feeling.
Out here.
I don't have a good feeling.
Lucky to have Tom.
How lucky were we to have Tom Brady?
Of course, generational. Listen.
How lucky are we to have Tom Brady? And we let him go, and he went and won one right in our face.
And he's commenting right now, smiling with those high cheekbones.
I went to college in Cleveland from 2003 to 2007, okay? So I lived through the Cleveland Browns football when they went 0-16. I tried to tell people here, guys, we had 20 years of greatness. I can live with listen, I want the Patriots to lose every single game this year so we can get the first overall pick.
We're number 1 pick right now.
That's fine. I want the overall pick.
We're lined up for that? Wow.
We're lined up for the number 1 pick right now.
Let's go, Mayo.
I almost want to say,
tank this fucking season.
Hot fan. They're like, keep him in a job.
I was pissed off we got the 3rd pick this year. I wanted 1 or 2. I wanted Jaden Daniels, actually. I didn't want Caleb. I wanted Jaden Daniels. But
it's so funny. I didn't mind Drake May, but like I don't know. Literally, to me, play the fucking kid. Play the kid. How can you get better at NFL games if you're not playing in the NFL? Practice is one thing. Game, watching film, call it all.
I mean, Drake's a big boy. I mean,
that's how you're gonna get better.
I understand, getting
he's
drilled.
A big boy.
Getting drilled.
Like you said, he's got a live arm, bro. Like, this guy, put him in.
I forget who we played.
If he gets cracked, he gets cracked. This is football, bro.
I think it was the Jets. Okay, the Jets. They showed the back. When we played the Jets, they showed the back of the offensive line of the Jets, right? The whole offensive line just fucking. Right? Everybody. Then they show the Patriots like
the Toon Squad.
It's linemen, but they're just big fat guys. It's like, again, it's like I just don't want Drake to be behind those guys because I don't want Drake to die. Like,
fuck it, Drake. This is the NFL. You're getting paid, bro. Go out there and slang that thing like Uncle Rico.
Yeah, part of the job is also don't get killed.
I want him to stick around for a second contract. We're paying $50 million a year, but Kraft is going to be too cheap for that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know the cheap.
I don't know how much Kraft got left. I don't know if he's got 4 years left. Kraft.
I don't know if he does either.
We're talking, not like we're talking life. Like,
right. life.
we're talking life.
Yeah, we're talking
But-
life. Like,
But
Wow.
it's we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But
we'll see what happens for sure.
yeah.
First pick in the draft. Let's keep the first pick of the draft. How about, I think we're all in agreement there.
Yep.
No, because you're going to need a quarterback probably. Quarterback's probably going to go first overall. So I want to see him do.
Well, let's
What-
trade a little bit. Let's do
Well,
what Chicago.
I want to see what the Bears did with the first overall pick
Yeah.
last year when they
Let's
traded
take
Bryce
that.
Young. They got DJ Moore. They got 2 first-round picks.
Even though, by the way, you think
Odunze.
Justin Fields is better than Caleb Williams, or you think Caleb Williams is better than Justin Fields?
I think that
They might be par.
no, I think
I
that
don't know.
Caleb Williams is going to eventually be a very good quarterback, and I think
Caleb Williams
that
too zesty for me.
he's a little.
Too zesty for me.
Yep, I'm not going to disagree with that. But
Can't have
I
him
think
leave the
eventually
team.
he's going to be a stud. I think that team's going to be very good once they get that offensive line. And I think they're starting to figure it out too. Granted, they played the Panthers. But I also think Justin Fields never got a fair shake. I was always actually...
Agreed.
I agree. I definitely agree. Justin.
But-
Listen,
does not
I was
got a
being the
fair
drum.
shake.
I was being the drum for us to trade a 5th-round pick for Justin Fields and draft Marvin Harrison 3. That's what I wanted.
Ooh.
I thought that would
I
have
would
worked
like
out
Marvin
great.
Harrison.
Woo.
But I also
But-
think too, like it's weird. Like you throw Joe Flacco in anywhere, and he's gonna do what he does.
But Joe
Yeah.
Flacco, because here's the thing, you saw with Andy Dalton too when he took over Bryce Young. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
You know, he's not scared.
These guys a season, bro.
Right. And to your point, you know,
Yeah, that
Andy
man-
Dalton started day one.
Don't
Flacco started day one. So,
Yeah, they come out ripping like 303 scores. Like
Jesus.
right? Like
Yeah.
what? Hold on.
Andy Dalton.
but then where's Andy Dalton going to take you? He's going to have
Yeah,
one or
for
2
real.
good games, then he's Andy Dalton again.
Andy
There's a reason
Dalton,
why.
shout
he's a
out, looking like Jay from Methuen.
Hey, I'll give let's go around the horn real quick. What are the thoughts on the Celtics? We run it back. Is that
Oh, yeah.
like consensus? Right.
No,
That's
I
pretty
just read-
clean,
I
right?
just read like 3 reports.
I don't like when everybody's like that. Everyone's rolling with it like that either.
I mean, of course not.
That
But I
scares me.
mean, but we've been saying it even since when they
I got a good feeling. though.
celebrated last year. Like, all right, yo, we're doing this again, right?
What's
Like,
better than one?
I
Two.
think they're probably
Who's better than you?
Oh, that's deep. Fucking man in the mirror. What are we doing?
I think they're probably the 3rd
guy.
best basketball team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they're like
yeah.
a wagon right now. They're
Yeah.
a fucking machine.
I mean, they can go 8 deep.
Yeah.
They can go 8 deep. Their 8th man will be the 3rd best player on most other teams, which is pretty
Insane.
I like it.
ridiculous.
Yeah. You start going
and-
to like Peyton Pritchard on the end. Like, Peyton Pritchard would do work for some teams.
Yeah.
Of course.
And everybody's locked up for at least 3 years, other than
Yeah.
Horford.
Smart
Yeah.
business. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're
Well,
doing it.
they're paying a lot of money, and that's why
Yeah,
that's
they're
why they're
definitely
selling
paying
teams.
over the tax.
Because Grossbeck's, the rumor is, and I don't know if it's a rumor, I think it's actually come out, but Grossbeck's family is like, we're not going to pay this tab. You know?
Fuck that.
Nah,
Let
nah,
somebody
nah.
else deal with that.
So my-
The
okay,
writing
so-
is on the wall. It's very clear. Like
Let
things
somebody
are
else
going
deal with
up.
that.
Yesterday's price.
we ordered the
Right.
lobster and the shrimp, but we ain't.
Yeah.
We got to take
Well,
off real quick. You
Here's
got
my
this, right?
question. Here's my question. Does that long-term debt actually kind of play to their favor? Because, okay, yeah, you have a $500 million payroll, but your team's the best team that's ever been assembled. Like, you're gonna make money, right? You're gonna go to the finals. You're gonna build your brand even more, because I mean, I don't care what anybody says. The Celtics made money last year. The Warriors, they paid out the ass for a luxury tax for how many years?
They
keeping those
Like 3
two
or 4
together.
years
And
for
they
sure.
did a good job.
And clearly, they weren't losing money because they're doing
No.
okay.
They're not
Yeah.
losing.
Big
These guys
thing-
aren't losing money, dude.
Nah.
What screws the Celtics though is they don't own the building. That's what kills them.
Oh, for sure.
They rent
the
it out.
Jacobs family
Yeah, Jacobs family. They rent it from the
from the Bruins.
Bruins. I think that absolutely kills them.
Must
But
be business guys here or something.
Wow,
Jeez.
Sam. Yo, we're gonna wrap this up. Unbelievable show. This hour has zoomed by.
Facts.
Gents.
leave that.
You know, it's 10:30 here on this Tuesday, August 8th. Spooky season.
August 8th. We are
Uh,
October, baby.
October.
October spooky. I said spooky season.
You
as
know
well.
I don't speak Spanish.
And not only that, Victoria's birthday just passed. Unbelievable,
Let's
Victorious.
go.
We had
birthday.
Come on,
birthday.
baby. Yes,
little
sir.
birthday love out there.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
But
that.
yeah, man, it's been awesome. Yo, the cards are coming through. Episode 115, man. The Riv Pod. Luke up in Londonderry. Victorious up in Londonderry. Yo, any last shout outs? Any last like I said, we're gonna throw some socials out there. We'll throw the links out there.
Yep.
The people
Some
know where they can
clips.
find you coming up. Any last shout outs, Victorious? Luke, what do you got?
Man, I just want to say, yo, appreciate Luke, for coming on. And yo, listen, man, if you don't already know it, hit up the Card Czar, because that's where the cards are, baby.
Ooh.
I want to thank you guys for having me on, and again, just a shout out to the team at Card Czar. Without them, we wouldn't be where we're at. And everybody who walks through that door and supports us from day one until the wheels fall off. Like, we appreciate it. We're gonna keep on listening to what the people want. People want hockey cards, we got hockey cards coming in. People want Marvel cards, we got Marvel cards coming in. People want soccer cards, we got soccer cards coming in. So we listen to the people. We look forward to growing in this beautiful town of Londonderry, New Hampshire, baby.
Say no more. Episode 115. Be on the lookout. The Cards are Luke, your boy Victorious, your boy Javier signing off. We'll catch you next time. Riv Pod. Peace.
See ya.